What did you see? A stream of random faces? A collection of diverse people? The American melting pot? If you could monitor your brain activity as you saw each face, it would have registered different responses to some images. Those momentary responses reflect deep-seated but conscious reactions to certain faces. That unconscious reaction is what we're going to explore. It's called unconscious bias. You were hired, in part, because of your attitude. We hire good people who genuinely enjoy working with and serving others, friendly, open and cooperative. How you respond to people and how you go about your job makes QuickCheck a great place to work and a great place to shop. Together, we do our best to create a welcoming environment, but we can't control everything. Each day brings its own challenges and stress. Who's making all the noise at the register? Why have those kids been hanging out by the slushy machine all this time? Did you hear about the guy who hit the pumps on third shift yesterday? Why can't that woman stop her baby from crying? Did you hear the mouth on that guy? Nice language. Yikes. Stress adds up over the course of a day and can influence how you handle certain situations. If you're low on patience, you may act without thinking things all the way through. At those times, your unconscious bias may cause you to react based on your feelings rather than the facts of the situation. That could be unconscious bias in action. What is unconscious bias? It's a prejudgment or prejudice you've developed without being aware of it. That prejudice comes from your personal experiences. Many people have them because our brains are wired to recognize and remember times when we have felt threatened. Some of our bad experiences get red flagged as potential threats. A snarling dog, the dentist, a dark room or street. If we encounter one of these threats, our brain has already prejudged it and issues a warning. Potential problem? Prepare to fight or run. Biases or prejudice may not come from a direct personal experience, but rather something we hear repeated by people we trust. Unconscious bias is a problem when it causes you to act inappropriately simply because of someone's race, religion, gender, sexual orientation. When you act on assumptions without gathering facts and without thinking, that's usually unconscious bias at work. Unconscious biases undermine good decision-making. You need to examine and assess every situation as objectively as possible to make unbiased, fair, and correct decisions. Most of the time, unconscious bias doesn't interfere with your actions, but be aware of the warning signs that unconscious bias may be influencing your actions. Do you feel like you're having a bad or stressful day? Is your initial reaction to a person negative because of their race, religion, gender, etc.? Are you ready to act based upon how someone looks? Are you reacting to what you think is happening, rather than taking the time to find out exactly what's happening? If any of these situations exist, you could be in the danger zone for acting emotionally rather than logically. This is especially true if your action is based upon how you feel about a person's appearance or a category into which you feel a person fits. When you assign attributes to an entire group of people based upon your experience with just a few, that's called stereotyping. When your actions towards a person are based on that stereotype rather than recognizing that individual on their own merit, well, that's unconscious bias at work. Snap decisions and reactions based upon bias, prejudice, or stereotypes can turn out to be hurtful, wrong, or perhaps discrimination, which is illegal and could be grounds for termination. The best way to make good decisions involving people and situations is to deal with facts. Approach every conflict or interpersonal situation with a desire to understand. Know what's happening by asking questions before acting. Don't assume or guess, just ask. Think beyond the immediate situation. What might have caused this situation to occur? Work to understand the person's point of view, need, or problem. How would you feel if you were in their shoes? Listen. Follow QuickCheck policy, procedure, and core values to know the right course of action to take. If you're ever unsure, ask a leader for assistance. Most of all, consider the other person as an individual. Ask yourself, would I feel differently if this person were a different gender, race, religion? Would it influence how I react? Never assume negative intentions from another person. If you suspect something, investigate your assumptions, then act. Let's look at some everyday situations which may be influenced by bias. Handled incorrectly, these situations could result in discrimination. Discrimination is illegal and against QuickCheck policies. Hiring involves objectivity to bring the right people to the job. It may feel natural to hire someone just like you, but remember, teams with different experiences and talents are a good thing. Diversity is a strength, offering different ways to contribute and connect with all our types of customers and team members. Before assuming someone can or can't do a task, investigate their capability. When an unpleasant job needs to be done, never delegate it to someone simply based upon how you feel about them. In our stores, there's always a lot to do. Offering a helping hand should be a natural reaction. Don't withhold assistance because of how you feel about someone's race, religion, sexual orientation, or another characteristic. During a busy day, tensions can run high. Take a moment to consider anything you say before you say it. This is particularly important if the other person fits into one of your biases or stereotypes. When someone's behavior is not up to our performance standard, don't assume it's because of the group to which they belong. Afford each person the individual feedback, coaching, and corrective action plan that you would want. When it comes to service, everyone deserves our polite and prompt service, regardless of how they look or what group you put them into. No matter how hard we aim to please, customers do get disappointed or even angry. Remember to follow the BLAST model in those difficult customer situations. Believe the customer, listen to them, apologize, solve their problem, and thank them for speaking with you and invite them to return. We always want you and our customers to be safe. That requires being alert and acting when necessary. Make sure any actions are based on knowing what's happening rather than assuming based upon someone's appearance. Remember to always follow safety procedures. Similarly, when it comes to theft, never assume. Be certain you have facts before approaching anyone. Inaccurate accusations are highly insulting and can quickly escalate the situation. Care enough to treat all people with respect, team members and customers alike. Remember, caring is one of our QuickCheck core values. Remember, our mission as a team and as a company is to be a great place to work and a great place to shop. Let's engage everyone in delivering a great shopping experience.